Hi guys, so here we are trying to build a comic book character. We are trying to establish a comic book entirely from one physical image. So here, as you can see, this is my image, and this is the post sheet that I have used to create the character sheet for the character, which I'm going to train my Laura on and to create my comic per se. The reason we are doing this workflow is because we want the character to be consistent in the final comic book, and hence the ultimate objective is to get the character views from all possible angles, as well as you will see in this particular workflow, and some expressions as well. So we start with the pull ID workflow where I upload my own image, and this workflow basically understands what my face structure is, how my face looks, my facial characteristics, etc. So as to get that into the comic book flow. Second is the pose sheet where I've given the poses as to what should be captured and how the character should pose as to get its all angles. And finally, in the text to image, we have uploaded a cartoon 3D Flux Laura to give it the style that we require for it. So here we go. Here we have our own character sheet that you can see over here. Let me just zoom in a bit. And over here, we are going through the upscaling part. So any details that we want to add. So here for the SD upscale, it will upscale the image, and it'll on the face detailer part, it will add more details to the face, so as to give it a HD high quality look. And once this is done, as you can see, we have multiple poses over here. So this being one, this being two, this being three, this being four. That's all that we have done for the poses workflow. We have basically cropped this image into multiple separate sections so that when we train our LoRa on it, these poses are the ones which would be captured over here. And finally, we have the expression editor. So as to get the multiple expressions for the character by taking this source image and updating the wink, the you, smiles, etc. over here to get various expressions of the character that I want in the particular comic. So yeah, that's about it. That's how you create a character sheet for your comic book. So yeah, I got my initial expressions from the previous workflow, which was giving me mechanical expressions, I would say, because I was using the expression editor. We could have changed some of the wings, some of the R's, E's, O's, etc. But it was still giving me a very mechanical look. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to try if I can get some better expressions with the background of the comic style that I have already loaded over here. And it's the same comic style that I've used to create my character as well to ensure consistency. And I'm using the pull ID to get the facial expressions from this character image. And finally, the diffusion model clip loader VAE, which is a text to image flux image generation workflow basically, which is connected over here. And we have the control net union, which is basically taking the pull ID insights and it's combining that with whatever style prompts etc. we have mentioned over here, just to get this character with a background over here. So if we hit run, let me just hit run. And there you go. Let me just show you in the image feed over here. This is the final look. So similar to this, I have created some other expressions as well, with the final style, just so that I can get a lot of expressions for my LoRa training. I will use this data set over here, these images, as well as some of the poses that I have created from my character sheet to train my character LoRa. And finally, I'll use that trained LoRa in a Flux image generation workflow to get my comic strip. Thank you. So now that we have trained our LoRa's on the background images, I just used a very simple Flux image generation workflow. I uploaded my diffusion model as Flux Dev FP8 safe tensors, my dual clips as T5 XSL FP8 safe tensors just to match to my Flux model, and my VAE as AE safe tensors. Then this is my LoRa, Kickstar LoRa, which I got at around 3000 steps of training. And I use that to generate the panels over here. Now, this is not, this run was done after I finally created my image basically. And so my original panels, if I can show you, are these ones. So let me just make this full screen, and let me just make this. Yeah, so these are my panels which I generated using the same text to image workflow, and that's about it. And then I used PowerPoint over here to basically create that into a comic strip. I did change the layout of the PowerPoint so that it fits there, but this is the comic strip that I generated. These are just text and speech bubbles and some PNG of caption sounds, comic styles, etc. that I got over here. And that's about it. Thank you.